Magid and Erev Shabbos, Parshas Kedoshim. Someone who follows everything in Parshas Kedoshim, then Kedoshim to you, he'll be Kadosh. What is that mitzvah? It seems like a little, besides being incredibly vague, be holy. Alright. What is that? And the Chassam Sefer defines it, that Kedoshim to you means be holy. What does it mean to be holy? I don't feel holy necessarily. What does it mean to be holy? He says fake it. Some Sefer says you fake it. Kedoshim to you, fake being holy, even if you're not at that level. Act it. And eventually you'll make it. Eventually you'll make it. Yisim Kedoshim. If you fake it, then you'll make it. Act holy, you'll be holy. So however you define Kedoshim to you, it's a tall order. It's a tall order to be on a high level. Hashem's asking of us a lot. It's almost as hard as v'samachta b'chagecha, mitzvah, be happy. You know? What if I don't feel happy? I stub my toe. Just let to be happy and Sukkot. Baruch Hashem. You know, that's we don't have that all year. It's an 8-day challenge, 7-day challenge. We have to explain how He can ask us to be happy, because obviously there's no mitzvah in the Torah that we cannot do. How can Hashem ask us to be Kedoshim? And I think over here you didn't have to have so much lumdus. You didn't have to have a whole shir about simcha. How do you make yourself happy? You think happy thoughts and you'll make yourself happy. Kedoshim to you, ki kodesh ani. Hashem tells us, I'm holy, so you could be holy. And in a way that makes it a little worse, because I'm not you. I'm not the Kavi Yochel. I'm not the Rebbeinu Shalom. Yes, of course the Rebbeinu Shalom is holy. What does that make? Where does that put me? So I think there's two lessons that we can bear from this. The Rebbeinu Shalom is not telling us that we must be on the level of Hashem. Obviously not. But Hashem is saying, if I'm holy, and you are my son, and you, at the core of your being, are a neshama, you represent me. The ambassador of the White House carries the power of the White House, the responsibility of the White House. We are the ambassadors, the representatives. We are the light unto nations of the Rebbeinu Shalom, of the Kadosh Ani. Memela. Not only are we able to be Kedoshim, it's our responsibility to be Kedoshim, representing the Ani Kadosh. On a chinuch level, the second answer is that the Rebbeinu Shalom is not asking anything of us which He is not displaying. A teacher walks in, and Rav Yaakov Galinsky used to always say, you can't teach anything that you are not. If I try preaching to be 6'5", okay, that's like a pragmatic thing. But if I'm teaching that, a basketball coach says, you guys, you have to be able to jump at least your height, and the coach can't, get on his tippy toes, it won't be inspiring. Michael Jordan gets up and he says, like, Chevra, you can jump from the foul line. What's the thing called? Yeah, the foul shot. The foul line. You could dunk from the foul line. You could do it. You could. I could do it. You could do it. That bears some weight. Maybe I could do it if I do what he did. If I'm almost his size, give or take, maybe I could do it too. As long as the message that I'm giving over is being represented in the presenter, it'll carry weight. Ma'aseh Shahaya. It's a little, Chachma Bagoyim. I heard this story in a shir. So essentially I'm just retelling a shir, although the story is about Gandhi. I don't know his last name, Mahala Mamada, something like that. The Indian fella. So he was a wise man. He was a Chacham Bagoyim. A woman once came with her child to Mahatma Gandhi. I'm definitely mispronouncing it. They came to Gandhi, and she says, my kid is addicted to candy. Morning to night, he wakes up, he eats candy, he wants candy, he's craving candy. Whenever he doesn't have candy, he's just dreaming of candy. And can you talk to him? You're someone who's maybe he'll listen to you, not listening to me. Okay. Gandhi says, come back to me in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So they made an appointment, and 2 weeks later the mother comes back in with her little child, And by the way, there's nothing wrong with kids eating candy. Rabbi Levine always make sure to give kids candy. He said kids like sweets. You know, they mamish love candy. Yeah, you like money, they love candy. All right? So 2 weeks later, the woman walks back into Gandhi, and he calls over the child, and this little child comes up to Gandhi and looks at him and says, "Young man, candy's really not so good for you. You shouldn't eat too much candy." That was the end of the speech. And the mother's like, "We waited 2 weeks for this. Why didn't you just tell him this 2 weeks ago? All you did was tell him, don't eat too much candy." And Gandhi said, "Yes, the speech, the words I had written 2 weeks ago, that anyone could have told him. But 2 weeks ago, I kind of liked candy too. I don't know, I have a sweet tooth. So for the last 2 weeks, I had no sugar. Now, after 2 weeks of being off of sugar, I can actually tell this kid with the representing that he shouldn't have to have too much candy. And it's not gonna good for you. If you want your messages to bear weight, be the message, be the lesson, and then it'll hit home. It's real. That's the lesson of chinuch. To be people who you want people to be. And often, you don't even need to give over the message. There's no spoken words. If you want your kids to be neat, you be neat. If you want your roommate to be neat, you be neat. And then when it comes in, and half the room is gorgeous and stunning, and everything's in order, and the other half of the room is a wreck, maybe you'll put your shoes under the bed. Maybe you'll shake your sheet once in the morning to, make your bed a shtickle. Hey, in the military, they make their bed the second they wake up. Because even if they have a rotten day, when they come back that night, their bed is perfect, and something is right. Something was accomplished well, perfectly that day. And they have to make their bed right also. Exactly, kazeh, and have the pillow in the middle, and the sheets over there, and tucked in on the sides. Something they did that day was done perfectly. Yeah. So, has nothing to do with anything, man. I thought it was a cool thing to learn for the military. May we be zaycha to believe, and not just believe, live the lessons that we preach. And may our actions teach the lessons themselves. Have a beautiful Shabbos.